It's a joy to be able to listen to and contribute to the SV devotions. The topic for today is titled Underdogs. In the early 1900s, when technology was booming, the aircraft and weapons of mass destruction, and the First World War, the Second World War. On one end, the world was advancing so much, whereas on the other, we still had tribes in New Guinea which were cannibals. We had savage tribes in Ecuador which were violent and dangerous to outsiders. In Northeast India, we had headhunters in the states of Meghalaya, Mizoram, Nagaland. In South India, we had temple prostitution, wherein once the girls attained puberty, they were auctioned in the temple and sold off. In Mayurbhanj, Odisha, we had lots of lepers who were not being cared for. And at the same time, man had not yet reached moon. When the sophisticated minds of that age, the scientists, were working and planning on reaching the unreached universe, the moon, there were a few youngsters at that same point of time, like Don Richardson, Jim Elliot, or Graham Staines, who were planning on reaching the unreached humankind who were still living in the Stone Age. On 20th July 1969, mankind set its first foot on moon. At the same time, these people in New Guinea had stopped eating humans. The people in Ecuador had stopped being hostile towards outsiders. The people in Northeast India had stopped headhunting. And the Devadasi system in South India had almost come to a stop. And the lepers in Mayurbhanj were being cared for. But this one incident of man landing on the moon made headlines, and it was all throughout the newspapers and all the media outlets. And it's even there in our textbooks, and almost every educated person knows about Lance Armstrong. But on the other hand, no media outlets or textbooks carried the story of these youngsters who give up their life in order to transform the people, the humans who are still living under the Stone Age. Why is it so? I think people coming out of cannibalism was much more important than mankind setting its foot on the moon. And I have mentioned a few of the multitudes of missionaries that have gone out for centuries, we can say millenniums, throughout the whole world to transform people and places like that. But their stories are never taken up by the main media. Paul writes in 1 Corinthians chapter 4 verses 9 to 13, "For it seems to me that God has put us apostles on display at the end of the procession, like those condemned to die in the arena. We have been made a spectacle to the whole universe, to angels as well as to human beings. We are fools for Christ, but you are so wise in Christ. We are weak, but you are strong. You are honored, we are dishonored. To this very hour we go hungry and thirsty. We are in rags, we are brutally treated, and we are homeless. We work hard with our own hands. When we are cursed, we bless. When we are persecuted, we endure it. When we are slandered, we answer kindly. We have become the scum of the earth, the garbage of the world right up to this moment." And this sums up the condition of the missionaries. Undoubtedly, the contribution of the missionaries collectively is much greater than the contribution of any other group of people on this planet. But they are always the forgotten ones. They are always the stigmatized ones. The work of the missionaries are the most underrated work on earth. And forget being underrated, but on the contrary, they are hated, they are abused, they are beaten and killed. They are the underdogs. When I was in Delhi, I was working on the weekdays, and on the weekends got an opportunity to go to the slums in Delhi called Zakira, and we used to teach them from the Bible. And we also arranged an education drive, and we arranged tuitions for them. And during the period when Delhi was suffering with dengue, at that time we arranged and we provided them with some necessities that is required, and we shared the gospel along with that. Now, one of my friends told me that someone close had told her that she was going to the slums to brainwash the kids. Now, that got me thinking. And then I realized that that is not the complete statement. Because the complete statement would be, they are brainwashing the kids to do what? So once we have interacted with the kids, once we have taught the kids, what are they going to begin doing? Are they going to begin robbing people? Are they going to learn how to make bombs? Or are they going to learn how to use guns or fight with sticks? What are they going to do? On the other hand, when we look at some of the madrasas which teach small children to make bombs and use guns, the Bajrang Dal in India teaches the youth to use lathis and to fight with weapons. They're not brainwashing, right? They're making us aware of our culture. Whereas the missionaries, they're always brainwashing. Well, if brainwashing is the term that you'd like to use, then I would like to say, yes, we are brainwashing the kids. We are brainwashing them from the wicked and the evil things that the society has filled their minds with, using the blood of Christ. So, my dear friends, let us not be ashamed or afraid to be associated with these underdogs that have actually transformed the world, but rather let's be proud of it. And I would like to close with what Jesus said in Matthew chapter 5, verses 11 and 12. Blessed are you when people insult you, persecute you, and falsely say all kinds of evil against you because of me. Rejoice and be glad, because great is your reward in heaven. For in the same way they persecuted the prophets who were before you. God bless you. Have a nice day.